Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I am coming to you today with... Oh my goodness. Forgive me, Lord. I'm at Target right now, so it's a lot of sights going on here. Anyway, back to what I was saying. We are here to review the reunion. Let me start over. What's up, Roxstars? How y'all doing? We're going to review the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 11, the reunion part 3, y'all. I'm so glad this shit is over. I didn't even think I would feel like that because the season has been pretty, mediocre. I mean, it's just been pretty chill. It hadn't really been nothing. And then at the end, they want to give us all this shit. I mean, obviously setting up for an explosive Season 12, but yeah, over it. Had a great Easter. I hope you guys all did too. Was with family and friends, and yeah, it was a stone cold groove blast had by all. I'm tired though. I did drink quite a bit. Them shots, child. Them shots. Ooh, they will kill you. But yeah, I really had a great time. I hope you guys all had a wonderful Easter. If you don't celebrate that day, maybe you just had a wonderful Sunday with your family or by yourself. Hey, whatever floats your boat. But I did have a nice holiday yesterday. Anyway, you guys, the review. Let's get to it, shall we? Well, we start with the belt. Nene doesn't want to talk about the belt. Y'all saw I have a breakdown. What more do you want? Portia was just like, we know that it was a breakdown. We are just trying to understand what happened in the breakdown. Nene keep trying to shut Andy down, but he's not letting her do it. Now listen, Nene, you even said yourself right here on this stage, you wouldn't be stupid enough to be caught on camera putting your hands on somebody. Nene said, you're absolutely right. I don't have any right to put my hands on anybody. But Nene is maintaining that she did not put her hands on anybody. That is her point. As a matter of fact, the only thing that she felt bad about was all the cursing. What about putting your hands on her? What about it? Again, Nene says the only hands that she put was on the guy whose shirt was torn. And they was like, we beg to differ. You scratched somebody. Supposedly somebody had to go to the hospital. And Candy was just like, yeah, somebody's tooth was knocked out. And she was just like, tooth knocked out? Well, it turns out that somebody's tooth was chipped. Probably a cameraman that was holding the camera up to their face, and you push a camera in their face, it probably hit them in the mouth, okay? But the way they was making it seem like she was fucking out of control. And I was so mad. Like, I know you guys are going to show us this footage. I know you going to show us this footage. You think they showed us the fucking footage? No. So I'm still salty about the fact that we just talking. This is hearsay as far as I'm concerned. Marlo, what about you? You was the one that was egging them on. Marlo says, I was just being sarcastic. Like, oh yeah, go on, try on some clothes. Ah, Marlo, always there to just kind of keep the bullshit going. Candy was just like, let's be clear. The only reason why I went into her closet in the first place is because she always said, oh, you should see my closet. It is so nice. And Nene was like, I never said that. Oh, yes, you did. The clip said you did. We saw it. And Andy was like, well, Marlo, you said you didn't see anything, but you did yell out that she's pregnant. I don't remember any hitting. But I was just saying, like, watch out for Portia. She's pregnant. Don't do anything to Portia. I guess it could be that way in retrospect. It's just hard to say now. We really would like to see the video. But it's still all this confusion over this belt and how it came off of her body. Portia was just like, I was the last one to leave the closet. And when I came out, I felt a shove. And then my damn belt was off. So I don't know how that might have happened. Okay, Nene don't know either. Even Candy can't say that she saw per se. Even Candy said that she can't really say that she saw anything where Nene was pulling on Portia like that. All she knows is that she was trying to get them separated. She went downstairs with Portia, and all of a sudden Nene came down the stairs just acting aggressive. So they left. Okay, it's just time for everybody to go. And we actually saw that little bit of the in the clip. And Candy was just like, "Get me off this mic. I'm leaving." Portia says when they left, she called back to the house and was speaking, I guess, to somebody in production, but in the background, I can hear Nene saying, keep them two bitches away from me or it's going to be bad. And Nene was like, fine, if I said it, fine, I said it. So what else do you want to happen here? Nobody's pressing any charges. We obviously ain't seeing the footage, so I don't even really care anymore. As far as Kandi texting Nene to apologize, you know, Portia, why did you feel such a way about that?
Well, I just was like, we had decided we was gonna figure it out together. And then she went and texted her, and I was like, well, damn, girl, we were supposed to do this together. Like,
you know, and Kandi was just like, well, we had really just started being back cool again. And Portia was just like, you're right, we did just start talking again. But we had bonded over this together. Like, we was cool after this. Which I can totally see that Kandi and Portia gonna be cool. As long as we don't have no major hiccups next season, I think they're gonna be okay next season. Because they got bigger fish now to fry in the form of Nene. No, we start talking about Cynthia, #chill. She says that he has definitely changed her mind on marriage. So that's good. They seem to be in love. Even Nene co-signs and said that he's a great person. You know, I'm the only one that's been around them the most. Okay. Well, of course you would. You were her friend at one time, remember? So that was nice of her. You know, she went on and threw Cynthia a bone. How does he feel about Leon being around? Oh, #chill doesn't care. As a matter of fact, he knew Leon ahead of Cynthia because, you know, they're sports, you know, aficionados, and they love to talk about it. So they had already met. But anybody who comes to be with Cynthia definitely has to know that Leon is a package deal because of Noelle. He would want to meet whoever she's going to be marrying because he's going to be around Noelle. I'm listening to this as if Noelle was 10. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but at some point, it's not going to fucking matter because Noelle's going to be grown and, you know, it's not going to matter what you do. Noelle can take care of herself. You wouldn't even have to have any contact with Cynthia any longer. But, you know, I get it. They're friends. They love each other. It's all one big happy family. I mean, if they all get along and nobody has any problems with it, I'm sure Leon is respectful of a relationship. And I'm sure he's with somebody, too. We just don't really see much about that. But I'm sure that he is. He may even, I don't think he's married, but I think he is with somebody for sure. How's Noelle doing? Oh, first semester was rough, but she's trying to find herself. First semesters are rough, period. Okay, first years are rough, period. It's a lot of adjustment that you've got to make, but Noelle's gonna be fine, you guys. Then we move on to Eva. You have any regrets about this expensive ass wedding? Nope, no regrets at all. Were you regretful for having Nene there? Nope. Okay, even though I'm happy she made it to the mic with all the shit that went on ahead of her getting up there. Again, I feel like Eva really wants to be mad at Nene, and honestly, she doesn't have much reason to be mad at Nene. I'll tell you that reason why. But anyway, so you paid everything, you're debt-free. Marlo, did you pay for all your dresses or did you borrow one? Oh yeah, she did borrow one of her dresses. All right, well, if you was having a hard time paying for everything, why would you have 3 dresses? She was like, well, I mean, because 3 dresses was ahead of all of those extra people that were coming. So it jumped up from a certain price of $240,000, which is too fucking much for a wedding. But I mean, I'm not a celebrity, and maybe they just pay, you know, I got to bring it down to my regular salary, you know, wedding that we would have. But I'll say this. You spend however much money that you can afford. Now, the way that they're making it seem like Eva's strapped for cash or something, and I still believe that there may be a little bit of truth to some of the rumors that are out there, but maybe she's not broke. Let me get out that child pockets. Now, she said she made good money on Instagram, $40,000 a post. Everybody was like, well, damn, what post is that? All right. Even Kandi and Nene was like, shit, we ain't got them kind of posts we out there doing. About this bridesmaid. Marlo's just like, you keep wanting to say it's one. It's more than one. It's 3. And even Kandi was just like, it's definitely more than one bridesmaid. It was multiple bridesmaids that was saying things. So if you listen, if you really ask me, Eva, instead of you being upset at this one bridesmaid, maybe you need to reevaluate your crew. Okay, you saying that you cool with them, But obviously you're not. If a whole bunch of people are saying shit behind your back, those are really not your friends. It's one thing for friends to gossip amongst each other in their own little circle. It's another thing when you start telling a whole bunch of other folks your business. I hope she realizes that. But it was uncomfortable because they definitely had Eva on the hot plate, and Eva talks so much trying to explain everything that it starts to sound like you're just trying to come up with excuses. So I was just like, girl, just stop talking. They ask her if she's ever been a lesbian. And she says, are you asking, have I been in a sexual relationship with a woman? Marlo says, have you been with somebody who was married, a woman in Los Angeles, for some length of time? And Portia was just like, yeah, they told you all that. These motherfuckers was giving her all kind of ammunition. Like I said, you best check your friends, Eva. But as far as Nene and Eva is concerned, I do believe that Nene was trying to be Eva's friend, or at least was not trying to have any problems with Eva. Now, they did show the clips when she was sitting there talking to Marlo and Tanya with the person who called to give them that information, but I still don't see that as her. Eva kept on saying, you should have gave me a heads up. All right. But see, this is where you know that Eva's new to the game, because what did Candice tell us? I think I was watching Candice, her YouTube show. And she was saying that she really doesn't talk to anybody during the season because when things happen, they try to make it be as genuine and authentic of a reaction as she can. So she will avoid talking to the other girls until it's time for them to film so they can get it all captured on camera. And I don't think Eva realizes that. She still feels like, okay, behind the scenes, you should call me and let me know so I can get a heads up. All right. But that might not be the way that they work it on this show. So Eva telling Nene that she should have told her that she was mic'd, even though that was kind of fucked up. The good thing is Eva said the exact same thing to the girls. Now, she may have said more to Nene and they edited it out. Okay? That very well could be the case too. But as far as what Bravo showed, what she told Nene at the when they were at the car is the exact same thing that she told the girls when she went inside Candy's restaurant and talked to them. So again, I just kind of feel like Eva wants to be mad and she should have kind of been more neutral. Nene hasn't really done anything to her. So next season, she may have caused her own problems for herself fighting with Nene. Okay. Marlo says that I just don't trust Eva. I don't believe she's moved 5 times. Oh, fine. Lord, I'm really tired of that subject too. So moving on. We get on to Kenya Gate. Well, what was the problem with Kenya being there? Absolutely nothing. But Nene's whole thing is Cynthia was all over her about letting people know that Giovanna was going to be there because, Eva had a problem with her. So now you turn around and don't let her know that Kenya's going to be there. Cynthia maintains that, she did not know that Kenya was coming. But yeah, in retrospect, she should have said something. Now, you would think that would crush it, but no, it doesn't because we have some questions. Candy tried to explain, of course. Well, when I talked to Kenya, she did not let me know that she was coming until the last minute that day. And when she got there and Candy said, you wanted her to be here, so she's here. But that was only because nobody really knew for a fact that Kenya was going to be there. All right, Nene, do you believe that? Absolutely not. Nene thinks it's bullshit. And Candy is not even really important to this whole conversation. All right, she's pissed at Cynthia. Cynthia, why did you whisper in #Chill's ear that you need to act like you didn't know that Kenya was going to be there? Well, she's got an explanation for that. It's kind of hard to explain, but now that she knows that Nene was so pissed, she gonna act like she didn't know. Even though she said she didn't know that she was coming, but now she really gonna turn up the acting like I didn't know because she does not want to piss off Nene any further. But of course, this explanation doesn't make sense. Like, I kind of understand what she's trying to say, but it's hard to explain what you meant at the time. So of course she's looking bad. And then Portia was just like, and let me ask one more question. They was like, well, damn, Portia, you got all kind of questions. Yeah, I'm just saying because I really want to know because I was watching too. So when you said you didn't know that
that Kenya was coming, and she was just like, oh, girl, you knew I was coming. Well, what did she mean by that?
And Cynthia was just like, well, you know how it is. Like, it's your girl, you know, and you always gonna try to be supportive of them. You may say that you're not coming, but then when you show up, you was like, girl, you knew I wasn't gonna stay away. Like you knew I was coming. And Portia was just like,
oh, okay, so you said, she's saying it like, oh, girl, you knew I was coming.
Yeah, that's what she meant. But as far as Nene was concerned, she said it wasn't that deep. Candy was like, oh, so even when you called her a monster, and she kept on saying, girl, will you get out of it? You ain't even in this. You are not important to nothing right now. Candy was just like, let me just shut up. But the funny thing is Marlo is really there to inflame everything. All right, she's kind of like the mouthpiece for Nene, the things that Nene is not going to say. So when Cynthia's going off on Nene and saying how, you know, it's ridiculous that she's got to be explaining her friendship and all of this, and Marlo's just like, oh, Cynthia, don't say things like that. That's not nice to say. She makes things exponentially worse. Again, we end that segment with Nene feeling like she was betrayed. Cynthia's like, just answer me this. What do I get out of a fight, being in a fight with Nene? Like, how does that benefit me as well? Nene doesn't say anything. Andy was like, well, what do you get out of your friendship with Nene? Because it seems like Cynthia works way harder. And when she was saying how difficult it is to be Nene's friend, Nene was just like, oh, you know, oh, poor Cynthia. You know, it's been so tough for her. Nene strikes me as a person that takes quite a bit of strength to be her friend at all times. But anyway, when Andy asked her that, she was like, well, why don't you ask Nene what does she get out of the friendship with me? And Nene was like, well, what does she get out of the friendship with me? You know, and they're going back and forth. Will I ask you? Will I ask you? Okay, I guess they don't get much out of each other. So then to me, this friendship has probably ran its course anyway. But you know, it kind of hurts, the tugs at the girls' hearts a little bit. Portia says,
I just hope that they fix it, because even with everything that's going on, what we was talking about up here, there is some real love between the girls, and I just hate that they don't, won't be able to fix this, and that they would break up a friendship over this.
It was a beautiful friendship. Hopefully it won't go. I think Nene and Cynthia were genuine friends, but I'm telling you, as you fucking get older, you will find that you don't have time for that, especially when you find somebody else. Cynthia's happy in a relationship now. That shit is not as important to her as it once had been, because now you have other things to occupy your mind. So you might not even have the energy to be trying to work things out so fervishly like you would have in the past. So maybe we can just take a break-see right now as far as Nene and Cynthia are concerned. And speaking of friendships, Portia and Candy's friendship. Okay, well, Candy says, well, she has problems with my team, and it's not like I'm just going to drop them. And Portia says, wait a minute, let me just say that, after I drop PJ, Portia's back, I can sit down and talk to anybody or whatever. It was just, I didn't come around at the time because I was just trying to protect all this positive energy that I was trying to have. So I didn't want to take the baby around that or my pregnant self, but after I drop PJ, I can talk to anybody, and then, you know what? She says she gonna be there. And I'm going to be there for your events. So then Candy was just like, oh, okay, well, if you're gonna do that, then we shouldn't have any problems. I said, girl, I hope you're ready. Because, honey, Candy's crew, they is real loyal, and they not as forgiving, obviously. You know, they always got to end it some kind of way, cornballish enough, so they have a jar of fortune, and everybody pulls out their little... Shamari's fortune says you will receive a Rolex watch from a gentleman caller. Candy says you will become close friends with someone. Nene will get drunk and throw up in somebody else's bathroom. Andy was so tickled by it. Did you see? And they was all just like, this is stupid. Evil will have fame and fortune as long as no one tries to steal it. Cynthia could stand a makeover, and Portia will run into Giovanna at the mall and remember her name. Okay, so yeah, what was the purpose of all that? I guess trying to end it lightheartedly, even though everybody seems to be quite pissed up there. And then we close with a prayer, all right? And we had Sister Portia give the prayer so nicely. Prayed that the girls, you know, even though everybody is upset and there's some hearts that need to be mended around there, you know, these girls love each other, and let them all be, you know, a role model for her daughter that's coming, and they can ask, you know, the daughter can ask them for advice and all of that. You know, she loves them that much. It was actually a very nice prayer. You can tell that she does pray. Okay, so that was nice. And then we end the reunion. It's over, you guys. It's over. It's over. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. All right, you guys, so that's it. Got to do Married to Medicine. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox. And everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.